Hey everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Ash and today I'm doing a very quick review for Farm Manager 2022 on the Xbox consoles. So this was released on the 3rd of March 2022, developed by Cleversan Games and published by Ultimate Games, and they were kind enough to send us a copy to do this video review, so big thank you to them for that. Now this, if you haven't guessed it, is a farm management game, and compared to some of the sort of farm simulators out there, I quite like the fact that this is more of a sort of overall management game. You have the ability to place your buildings where you want them, your fields where you want them. Very much a proper sim style game compared to sort of having to drive around in your tractor and stuff like that. This is more of a sort of overseeing management style game. Now, I'll get the sort of minor negatives out of the way first. There is a lot to this game, and a lot of it isn't well explained in the tutorial. Now, you start the game and there is a tutorial there, which is really helpful, very in-depth, but I don't feel like it covers everything it should, and you do get a bit lost and sort of overwhelmed, especially if you've never played one of these games before. But like I say, once you get around it and you figure out what you need to do, it's not that big an issue. It's just obviously when you first start in, it can be pretty daunting, and I feel like there could be a bit more to it. Now, also, this game does look alright in some places, but sometimes it just looks a bit ropey, like odd things just don't look great. So sometimes it looks great, sometimes it just looks bad, which is odd. But like I say, overall, it doesn't really ruin the game too much, especially because you're not in close that much. You're sort of more of a distance, so it doesn't affect it that much compared to like if you were there in like first person walking around and stuff like that. Now, the game itself is really well priced. It is only sort of $12.99. So compared to other sort of farming games I've seen online on Xbox, this one is really, really well priced. And there's a lot to it. Like I say, there's a really cool campaign, like a very in-depth campaign with loads and loads of things to do. So you've got like basically you start from scratch and basically you end up building this massive farm and stuff like that. And the campaign is really good in the way it sort of walks you through it and you get used to things bit by bit, which I always appreciate in games with so much content as such and so many sort of different mechanics and stuff like that. Now, it features a ton of sort of customization and sort of managerial options, sort of with all your staff and stuff like that. The way there are different seasons, it adds a lot of sort of how it would work in a real farm, which I thought was really cool. And like I say, I prefer these type of management sort of sim games over the other sort of farming games out there where you're having to actually go out and drive the tractors yourself and stuff. Some people enjoy that. I don't particularly enjoy that. If I wanted to drive a tractor, I would be a farmer. But I do like my sort of management sim games. But there's loads to it. Like I say, you've got to obviously make sure you've got enough food for your animals. You've got to make sure you've got the right crops in the right places and make sure they're grown at the right time to the right amount and harvested at the correct area and stuff like that. It's a very in-depth, very very interesting game, I must admit. Like I say, I mean, I'm not one to normally go for the farming games. I have played a couple that have been on Game Pass, but I do love like a management game, so I was really interested to try this out. Now, like I say, it's playable on Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S via backwards compatibility. It is only single player, but I highly recommend it. Like I say, if you're into the more old school sort of SimCity style games over these modern sort of simulators where you drive around and you're sort of like one person, but you also then have to do the managerial aspects of it. This one is a lot more in-depth, like running like a theme park. In theme park, you have to oversee all the employees and make sure you hire the correct ones, like permanent and seasonal ones, make sure they're happy with their pay and train them and stuff like that. I just think it was really cool. You've got to obviously make sure you've got all the right logistics, all the buildings and everything where they need to be for the right animals and stuff. And like I say, this isn't the first time. This is part of a series that has sold over 120,000 copies. So there's obviously a lot of people out there that enjoy it. And I couldn't tell you, unfortunately, because I haven't played last year's version, if it is an improvement. But I really enjoyed my time with it. Simple enough, but with a lot of in-depth mechanics to really get your sort of teeth into. So check this game out. It's available right now. Very well priced. Not many of these sort of farm sim games out there, especially to this sort of detail and quality either. So I highly, highly recommend it. But that's it for this video, guys. If you've enjoyed it, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and we'll see you soon for more content. Bye for now.